Good afternoon, everyone. Let me plug in the mic. That might help. Good afternoon, everyone. This is for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as well as the masculine's Venus, the feminine's Mars. But this is also for the United States because it's Cancer. I'm Cancer Rising, in case you were curious. And I've already pre-shuffled, and we're going to get going. There's some important messages coming through regarding July and the United States and the sign of Cancer. So this is an important read. Definitely getting a lot of red herring energy from today, as well as the need to really stand in your own knowing, that there's going to be a lot of leading you astray. It's the energy of the hunt of the fox is coming up, the horse hunting the fox, right? But is it the horse hunting the fox, or is the fox leading you astray where they want you to go? So the Statue of Liberty delivery is coming up around that, coming on July 4th to Ellis Island, as well as other things in the media that are planted there to lower your vibration, to distract you from the real issues at hand. Okay, so let's go ahead for Cancer. I've already pre-shuffled. I've been shuffling some more. This is a general reading for the sign of Cancer. If you want something more specific, my information's below, as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. If you'd like to check it out, it's only $1 for a song or about thereof. And let's go here. Happy birthday, Cancer. Yay, Cancer. So for the sign of Cancer going into July 2021, this is for Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Sign of Cancer. Sign of Cancer. And here we go. Take a deep breath. Going into July for the sign of Cancer 2021 in the U.S. All right, let's see here. All right, first card out for you guys is the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, the knight in shining armor. This can be the warrior as well, rushing in. They're very fast, the fastest one in the deck. They need to get that truth out. The challenge being the Ten of Swords, the pain, the being left for dead, the betrayal, ending pain. This also could be getting a massage treatment or back treatments as well. But this is that energy of being left behind with no one to rescue except for Bambi, which could be a sweet, innocent child or pet as well. And again, the Knight of Swords here, protecting the vulnerable. The foundation here is the Knight of Pentacles, also upright, the loyal, humble servant. Very positive energy here. And then in the recent past here is the Page of Cups, who's that innocent, beautiful love, right? There is no more pure, innocent love than the Page of Cups. All right, then crowning you here is the Wheel of Fortune, destined. Destiny with the Libra energy here of balance. You notice that in the astrological chart, the transition from Virgo to Libra is the exact middle of the astrological chart. Okay, regarding purification and balance. All right, we come up here to the King of Swords reverse coming up, right? Who's not in their truth. This could be someone who's silent, gone silent, or someone who's negative, someone who's lying, or someone who's lying to themselves, right? This could be a verbally abusive person. All right, what are you seeing yourself as, Cancer? The King of Wands reversed. This could be someone who's exhausted. This could be someone who's ill. This could be someone who's sick and tired or literally pissed off, and this can also be physically abusive energy, okay? But it doesn't have to be. We have two men here facing off, okay, which also can represent competitions, and again in the political era energy, because we're bringing up the United States as well. Around you, or how others might see you, is the Moon, which is Cancer energy. It's also the shadowy energy because it's not the sun, it's not fully illuminated, it's the reflection of the sun only. And again, your subconscious energies, romantic energies, how you feel in the night versus the day, right? The energy that causes at the full moon of the wolves to howl, and perhaps for this is like the crab trying to act like a lobster, joining in with the dogs howling at the full moon. So we just passed a full moon, right? if I'm not, I think that was just a full moon we're in, right? I forget as soon as I get the next day, like everything leaves my mind. But this is what's around you, which can be literally people seeing you as a Cancer person or someone who may be moody or romantic, or very much of the subconscious energies coming up or wanting to expose those subconscious energies. And then the block for you here is the Two of Pentacles, which is, keeping those balls up in the air, trying to stay balanced. This can be robbing Peter to pay Paul, but it's more about, in this card, keeping your eye on the prize, on that higher vibration on the rainbow, right? Going from the 3D to the 5D bridge, right? This is trying to keep everything up in the air. This can be juggling and performing, but it also can be someone distracting you, right? They're a plant there to distract you from what's really going on. And here's the ship coming in with the statue to Ellis Island, all right? This can be a distraction to either lead you astray to a different location so that they can do something they want without you knowing, or this can be literally distracting you to do something to cause your vibration to lower. So then when you're in a lower vibration, another person can then control you, which is a lot about what energy vampiring has to do with. So this is the block for you. It's about keeping that vibration high and not allowing people to trick you or use negative energy to lower your vibration by staying present in the moment, in your own knowing, to trust yourself above all else. And then what comes up here at the end for you is the Queen of Cups, which is definitely your energy, Cancer. So this is that kind, loving, intuitive energy, which is destined, right? She's also the Juliet energy of longing for her Romeo or for brighter days ahead. You see her like, on a cruise ship looking out, right, for better days ahead. Maybe to look ahead to see if there's a storm coming, or it's just feeling into the weather, to be in her own knowing, right? She's holding the Holy Grail, her cup of love, knowing that it's already in her hand and just being very present to it. So the connection to what's left hanging in limbo at the end of this read for you, Cancer, is the Emperor, that energy of being in control. This also can be political energy, and whoever that may remind you of. It's red, white, and blue. Again, talking about the U.S. and who can take control over the situation. And they have those power cuffs of like Wonder Woman, and you see how he's pointing down, like now. It's like your father, or someone telling their dog, like, get over here now. But that's the energy that's coming up. But it's in a positive sense. The Emperor is upright, and it is destined for the Emperor to connect with the Queen of Cups, right? The man in control of the red, white, and blue, and then the intuitive, loving, kind woman. And then what's left hanging in limbo for you is the world, with the world at your fingertips. This is someone with an open heart, leading the way. And this is also stretching exercises to stretch out the muscles in your chest, or perhaps, fluffing your feathers a bit there. This is someone wearing a mask, but in a creative way, someone also putting their foot in a light socket, or maybe it's them actually lighting up in their high vibration energy. Because as we've been told, if your vibration's really high and you're standing in muddy water, or really well hydrated with water, that you can actually turn a light bulb on. And I'm sure a lot of you twin flames know that, because I know that lights flicker a lot when I'm in certain places. So we definitely have the ability to affect electricity here. All right, so this is very, very powerful energy, guys. I mean, look at this. You have the Destiny card next to the Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and the World. Okay, in a really positive way. But there are energies in your energy. So whether this is a masculine Cancer, as the King of Wands reversed, or this is someone in your energy trying to lower your vibration. You see the men, the powers that be, who are trying to lower your vibration when that's not what it really should be. Because look at all this beautiful energy you had over here. The challenge is being left for dead, betrayed, ending pain or a painful ending, right? And feeling helpless with only this sweet energy here to save you. Loving children perhaps. because these are knights, right? They're not seen as powerful as the emperor over here or as these two negative kings. So who are these negative men? And do you just see politics as both sides being negative, right? And that's correct. You shouldn't follow any one party blindly. You should follow your instincts, which is what my twin read just put out was all about. They're going to try to lead you astray to make you believe that that they're fixing the things that you see as broken in order to lead you just to another power play, right? So trust your instincts. What is your body telling you? So we're going to get some more cards from this deck at the end of the read to see where this all goes to here. Okay, and then we're going to also look at the backstory here. We have the Five of Swords reversed here and the underlying energies, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about before we go forward into the read. So we have Leo upright here. And the direction of Leo upright is actually going back to the past or to the west. Excuse me. And then we start off with the Hermit reversed, which behind that is someone down on their knees begging or praying that those dark birds go away. And then there's the energy of the Hermit reversed, which is about over-isolating, losing your mind, or perhaps a person you're taking care of losing their mind, which can be dementia or Alzheimer's or any of that. But it's also about, after over-isolating, coming out with the wisdom that you've learned to share. Because if you over-isolate, you know, it can make you crazy. And here is also perhaps over-isolating with a grandparent and a grandchild who, you know, you can only take so much at a time because the grandchild has a lot of energy, or it could be a baby too, which an old person can only handle so much of before they go crazy or lose their mind. So we have the Two of Wands reversed, which is feeling like there's no options, or perhaps you chose a path already, but you're unable to implement it right now. And the next card is the Ace of Swords reversed, the Strength card upright, and then the Five of Swords reversed. So feeling like you've got no options, or you can't move on it right now because of a split, a lie, or BS, the need for more truth or clarity to come out. With Leo Strength, or this could be Leo season coming up, waiting for Leo season, when you can be more bold, right? Because in Cancer season, it's all about being moody and being drawn into the drama of family, right? And perhaps a lot of talk when family comes together. And this is post-war, ending the war, and then there's dealing with PTSD and looting, right? Where family steals from each other, or they push each other's buttons. And then when we get into Leo, though, you know, that's when you get to shine your light and feel more empowered, right? Because Cancer is more of that crab energy of hiding in your shell. So don't start any drama in Cancer, because it's showing you that with Lionsgate and the power that comes up with Leo, mid-July, which is around the July, I don't know when the actual changeover is, but it's usually around the 21st, somewhere there. It can be anywhere from like the 18th to the 23rd, though. So check that out if you want. But we have Leo here as empowered in this underlying energy. Virgo was reversed as the Hermit. And then we just have Libra upright for me and Cancer upright here. So you are upright here, which is why it's leading me to believe that either you have fire in your other planets in your chart, or this is someone who's in your energy trying to manipulate you. Okay, and there's two of them, King of Swords and the King of Wands, which is the worst of it, right? Because they're verbal abuse and physical abuse, or they're just exhausted and quiet, you know, so unusually so. But it's coming up as post-war, right? Post-war between the King of Swords and the King of Wands. And that could be post-election, King of Swords and King of Wands as well. And dealing with the political ramifications, and this can be on a community level, this can be on a family level, this can be on a friends or work level as well. It doesn't have to be regarding the U.S., but this is Cancer, so it's going to reflect the U.S. as well. But there's some negative energies in your field that you need to know, you need to be neutral to, right? You need to transmute their energies, or know when to walk away, not allow them to pull your energy down. Remember, it's up to us to keep our energy higher and allow the lower energies to come up to us, not allow them to dim your light. Don't let them make you feel guilty or obligated. Know your truth, know your power and your sovereignty. Okay, and don't let them get you into a mood, right? Cancer is known for being moody. So let's see what the Five of Swords reversed. Post-war, dealing with PTSD and looting and all the things that go with post-war, because your body still thinks it's at war and it needs time to adjust to its new life. And that's why people get confused right after the war, because their body still thinks it needs to be fighting in fight or flight. And then you feel like stuck. It's like, where do I go now? Maybe your home's not there anymore and you have to make new plans. And then there's confusion that sets in and lowers your vibration. So it's up to you to stay in faith and your knowing, to not allow that to happen, to stay in your high vibe and love yourself first no matter what. So why do we have the Five of Swords reversed, Cancer? The Page of Wands reversed. This is someone who's bouncing off the walls with their energy, right, with no direction. This is someone who could be frustrated, you know, a child having a temper tantrum. This also can be someone who's sick or exhausted, right? A child who won't get out of bed. But normally the Page of Wands is all about energy. So if they're down like this, it's either because they're bouncing off the walls with energy or because they are sick or really depressed. All right, we have a Leo energy here for sure, because we have Leo upright here as well. There also could be a pet involved with this child. All right, so it could be a Leo pet as well, but it seems to be two Leos here because we have Leo upright here and Leo reversed, unless it's the same energy up and down, right? So they may be one thing one day and then the next something else. This also can reference that Leo's down right now because we're going into Leo around mid-month July. And again, there's the star here. After that, this is, you know, out of control ego as well. Out of control children, pets, Leo, ego, or feeling weak and needing courage and strength to shine your light, to be the star that you are. And perhaps share. So why do we have, and I was just getting share as in the singer, and I never get that from the word share. So share's coming up as well, like her and Sunny. I got you, babe. You say our love can't pay the rent. After all, the money's all been spent. And Spirit's connecting with me. I'm not sure why. That may be a specific message for someone. The Page of Cups is up right there, and Spirit's really connecting with me there. We have the Page. I don't know if Sunny or Cher was, either of them was a Cancer energy, so let me know below if you know. We have the Ace of Cups up right here, an offer of love. Coming from a place of overworking or things not working out that are out of alignment or malalignment. That's funny. This Manta, I didn't realize it. They're getting their pool cleaned out next door, and the company's Manta Pools. And I just posted a praying mantis because I found a tiny little baby praying mantis in my flowers this morning, and it's Manta Pools pulling up. That's so funny. Manta service. So there's another message for us. Manta at your service. All right, so this is coming from a released place, things not working out, but that ending up releasing someone from anxiety and fears or getting out of jail, offering love from a place where somebody just got out of overwork or things not working out, which released them, but it's post-war, right? So is this love something you can count on? Maybe you don't know if you can trust that love, and this is maybe this Page of Cups receiving this and not sure if they can trust it. Okay, and this seems to be coming from the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. Can the Page of Cups, after the war, trust the energy from this messenger of truth who's been through it and just got released from a negative place? And that could be vice versa as well. Is the Page of Cups giving that love after the war? But people don't know who to trust because it's post-war environment. Now remember too, we have the Page of Wands reversed here and the Page of Cups upright over here, which is a place where the masculine who's been at war, who's been defeated, and then here's this offer of love. I'm not sure if they can trust that energy. And then here's the Knight of Pentacles in your foundation, Cancer. it's like the cavalry coming in to help after the war to clean up, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles is all about that, helping out to do the dirty work that no one else wants to do. They are a loyal, humble servant. They're looking forward, but going back to finish things up before they can go forward. There is a split, a lie, a divide, a need for clarity here. This is getting ready to pull the sword from the stone, basically, and cut to the chase, right? Deal with this BS. Tired of this, and dealing with an Empress here, who may be going through a split or who was lying, but she's upright here, but she's dealing with the King of Swords reversed. And he's coming up right here, is coming up as a negative energy, but this also could be a cutthroat lawyer that she hired because she's lying and she needs a vicious lawyer to, who doesn't care if she's telling the truth or not. Or this is someone who's in her abundance. She's either wealthy or she's in the right. And the King of Swords is the one who's lying or dealing with the split for her. Or she's just feeling divided. And has this negative energy around her and not sure what to make of it. This can be her son as well. So what does a mother do when her son is like this? Because she still loves them. So there's a couple different energies coming up regarding loyalty with the Knight of Pentacles here after the war. This could be a mother who needs to take care of her son after the war, after prison, and not wanting that negative energy around them, but feeling loyal to them because they are their child. Or some other situation where they feel loyalty to them. But also it's about keeping your energy pure and not allowing the other energies, again, to drag your energy down. You allow them to rise up to yours. And this is about being the loyal, humble servant here. After the war, after the battle. And this is coming up as the next card. In addition to the Five of Swords over here reversed. So then we have the Knight of Swords in the middle of your read, Cancer. The Lovers. And then we have the Knight of Wands reversed, which can be the player energy. Someone who feels like they got played or is playing someone else or someone thinks they're playing them. This is also someone falling short of their efforts. Maybe they fell short on energy or they're paralyzed by their passions and they're scared to approach someone. But either way, it's about falling short of others' expectations or their own expectations. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, who's also maybe in the same position, only in a different personality, where they feel powerless or dependent, right? This could be a codependent relationship as well, that's now coming clean or cleaning up their act in order to find peace, okay? So this is the energy coming in here, where I'm going to just put those three down. So it's like two lovers who are either paralyzed by their passions and feeling powerless, or literally they're both dependent on each other or dependent on their parents and can't come together, but they are lovers. It's the Knight in Shining Armor wanting to rush into the Page of Cups, which are both young energies, but it's post-war energies, so it may not be a good time to do it. Then we have the Ten of Swords as the challenge, and there's the Queen of Swords reversed, matching the King of Swords reversed over here. And boy, is she going to give somebody a whipping, right? This is some mean energy, right? This is someone who could beat you over the head. And that was coming up in the movie last night. I watched a series last night about, what was it called? About in Australia being held in a holding camp for asylum. And this is the police officer, the female in that situation. At one point in the series, she beats the man. And that's the energy I'm getting here, right? She beats him to a pulp. And it's not even a man, it's the feminine guard who was the worst of them regarding that. Almost killed them. So this is a feminine energy who actually almost killed them, beating them over the head, literally, with something physical. But this also can be sexual abuse, okay? And that could be her own sexual abuse. And that was also in the series last night, where the girl had been raped and she was going crazy, losing her mind, having been taken advantage of or played over here by the player and his wife. So that's another theme coming up from the series I watched last night. So again, this is someone hanging out to see new perspectives and losing their mind, perhaps. Perhaps she loses her mind in order to stay sane, right? Because if you stay in this very painful betrayal energy, then you can go crazy. But literally, it's about self-preservation, saving yourself. Losing your mind is self-preservation because it makes you fall into your heart and find love and innocence again. So, and Spirit's connecting with me. The crowning energy there is the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, and there's the war. Okay. This is also that defensive energy of being your truth no matter who it hurts. But there's no show of love or compassion here, only feeling defensive and guarded just in case somebody starts a fight with you, right? This is my truth. If you don't like it, you can go away. And if you come toward me, I will cut you, right? This is someone playing hardball, withholding time, money, and effort, or only wanting to play ball, right? But nobody wants to play ball with them. That could be sports as well. So destined to stand in their truth no matter what and play hardball, especially with people who may have taken advantage of you in the past, but also learning to cut people out without doing it in a harmful way. Being able to stand in your truth and walk away when necessary. But what happens in a militant situation where there are guards who are there to defend the others in the situation? How do you do things with the most love and compassion when your job is to break up a fight or protect people? And who do you protect first, right? So there could be a fine line there that can be confusing, and you need to stand strong no matter what. Let's say that there's a rule like you're not allowed to leave your post, and then someone leaves their post because someone manipulates into them saying, I really need your help, can you just come just for a second? And they leave their post, breaking the rule. But yet, are you being led astray, or are you being led to the one who truly needs your help? And this is where you need to make your discernment. Nobody else can make that choice for you. You need to feel it, not think it. So it's coming up over and over again for you guys. So again, this is somebody getting over loss, regret, guilt, and shame, getting over perhaps a bad decision that they made in the past that they're not going to do again. And this is destined. It was destined to play out so that you would know better the next time, so you know to trust your own knowing. And this was a theme in the show last night too, where the guard, who was a really good man, because of all of the stuff he had to go through, which he didn't feel good about at work, he ended up, exploding at his little kids, and then his wife kicked him out of the house for doing that. And then his journey about learning that he needs to be who he is and not always follow the rules, because it's not always the right thing to do. He needs to be him in the end, right? Because there's no one who's going to stand up for you in a right. If you go to a court of law and you have to defend yourself, can you honestly, truly defend yourself because you know you did the right thing? So that's so important to say, not because someone told you what to do or you had to do it to save your job, but did you do the right thing that you could always defend in public if you needed to? So that's what's important here. What's coming up here is the King of Swords reversed. King of Swords reversed. And here again is in a losing battle, post-war, or not being able to fight for themselves. Someone who's suffering in silence, who's stressed out, who's purging at night, who's up not sleeping with headaches or whatever it is that's keeping you awake. And then looking back, this is someone feeling guilty about what happened in the past, a fight, a conflict, and not being able to live with yourself, not being able to sleep. Losing sleep over something that you did, and not because you want to, but because your job said you had to do it, or the powers that be said you had to do it. You weren't following your own guidance. You followed somebody else, and now you can't sleep. And now you're dissatisfied with yourself. You're unhappy. This can be arrogance too, like snapping out at your children because of other things that are bothering you. So that's what's coming up here. And then we have the Magician reversed too, which is really negative energy, right? This is not who you are. And allowing that to become you because you're hiding secrets that you did, not because you wanted to, but because you were following the rules, or because you were following what your boss said, or you're following the crowd, or you're following what your job said in order for you to keep your job, and not following your own guidance. So follow your own guidance. You see yourself, perhaps, or someone's energy is in you, again, referencing to this guard last night that I watched. He wasn't He was allowing somebody else's energy to take over his and not following his own instincts. So why is Cancer the King of Wands reversed? Why is that in your energy? I mean, it can be a Cancer male for sure, but that would be someone with a lot of fire energy in their chart. We have the Two of Swords reversed, which is getting clarity in a situation, which also can then knock you off balance. This is getting new information, right? Here is staying out of the new information, right? A need to know basis. I don't want to know because then I'll have to act on it, right? And this is that energy, again, of the guard knowing something but pretending they don't know, or they don't know the whole thing and they don't pursue the whole truth because it's better if I don't know, because then I don't have to act on it. But here's where then the information comes in and it knocks you off balance. There's no more peace of mind here when you're knocked off balance. Now you have to do something or lose sleep. And then here is the Ten of Cups. With the new information, clarity coming in, there's then completion, a happy ending, because someone has to act on their truth and then bring it to a conclusion. It's going to be happy for somebody here. This is emotional fulfillment as well. And it may end things with you and this body here, whether it's family or your job, but in the end, that was what's best for all of you. So the King of Wands reversed here. This also can be the energy of the King of Wands reversed, finding out that this is the sham fam, right? It looks perfect on the outside, but it's totally not what's actually going on in the situation. So in the prison situation that I was watching yesterday, they were waiting for an audit, right? They have to make it look really pretty so that they don't really see what's really going on behind the scenes. And that's the message that's coming up for your message here. If you always do the right thing and you don't keep secrets, then you'll never be caught in that situation where you need to cover up things to look perfect to society, right? Because if you do the things the right way, even if it's not the way your employer wants you to do it, then you can always defend yourself because you know you did the right thing. And there will be other people to back you up on that, okay? If you do the right thing, you speak your truth and do it with love, ultimately you have to win because it's truth. And that's natural balance. The nature will have to rebalance that situation if somebody else comes against you when you're in your truth with love. So again, reminding us to all stay in our truth, no matter how hard it is sometimes. Around us here with the moon, why is the moon around Cancer, or how Cancer is seen? I was just getting the moody blues. All right, this is the Two of Wands reversed. Again, feeling like you've got no options but to do what someone tells you to do, or feel no options but to do what's right. Okay, and that came up here as well. Or wanting to make that choice and implement a new path, but then you were blocked from being able to do so by your employer or by your family or by your friends because you didn't want to quit, or you say you need your job because you'll lose money, you won't be able to take care of your family. But again, ultimately it's about, doing the right thing where you can sleep at night. And then here is the King of Pentacles. Again, doing the right thing. No options but to be in his integrity because he's got lots of other people to take care of, including himself. Or maybe this is also the boss in the situation, because the boss has the weight of the world on their shoulders, right? So they may have the auditors coming in to check to make sure they're doing everything by the book. But what happens if you can't do it by the book? Because in order for someone, like, at the post with asylum, they're not allowed in the country because they're not citizens. But yet they're coming for asylum because if they go back to their country, they're going to get killed. Okay? So you're not letting them into your country because they're not citizens, because that's the rules. But if they go back to their country, they're going to get killed. So as far as humanity, what's the right thing to do? Your job is to keep them in this jail until there's a ruling on whether they can become citizens or not. And yet, what happens if they're dying in your jail? They're not bad people. They didn't do anything to get there. They're just trying to escape from their countries where wrongdoing will happen. So it's not always an easy thing to do, to figure out what's right and wrong with your head. This is why you have to do what feels right. And then here's the energy of the loyal, humble servant coming in to help someone come clean about what they did. Come clean, clean up the act or space, right? Getting cleaned up, doing the right thing. So even if you made a mistake, it's okay. Allow others to help you to change that, to correct what happened, to make it right. You know, because we all do that. We've all made mistakes. We've all told white lies. We may have all told other lies as well. But like it's saying to you in the read right now, it doesn't matter if you've made mistakes. You weren't meant to be human and perfect. You're meant to be imperfect human in order to grow and expand and experience what it is to follow your heart and truly live from that space, as opposed to what everyone else tells you or following other people's guidance. Knowing your connection to your higher self and what's right for you may not be the same thing that's right for someone else. So it's so important to follow your guidance. It may not be clear cut, right? The moon is all about shade. It's not clear yet. The block here for you is keeping that vibe high no matter what anyone else around you does. And this is implementing a new plan, right? This can be, you know, reaping your rewards and now deciding what you're going to do with it. Are you going to invest? Are you going to retire? Are you going to go back to work? What are you going to do with that? How are you going to invest your time, money, and effort? And then here's the Queen of Wands. You may feel may interfere. She's reversed. She may be sick and tired of doing this. She may not agree with what you want to do with the money. She may be sick or tired, but she can also be bossy and physically abusive here. And are you going to let her pull your energy down? Again, there's just all this energy about, are you going to let these people pull your energy down? Or are you going to stay in your neutrality and your loving space and walk away and do the best you can to make the best of the situation without feeding into their negative behavior? So we have the Queen of Cups upright here. And there's the King of Wands upright. And there's the Emperor upright. And then there's the Hermit upright. So now with the Queen of Cups' influence, this negative energy is now upright. The Emperor already was upright. We didn't have him reversed in the little cards, the clarifiers. And then the Hermit was reversed as well in the way underlying energy is under here. And now that energy is being shown upright as well when it's attached to the Queen of Cups here. Okay, the powers that be, the King of Wands, the man of passion, the Emperor, the man of control, and the Hermit, the wise man with the light, right? So we also have Aries and Virgo energy there, as well as the Aries and Pisces here as well, which can be the divine feminine. The World card can sometimes be the divine feminine marching to the beat of her own drum with an open heart. And then we have the Emperor, which is who? And also this is about the feminine leader getting the masculines on her side because she did the right thing. They found out maybe you have a woman boss who has to be hard all the time, and then as soon as she shows her vulnerability, her true self, and Spirit's connecting with me, that's when then everyone sees her for who she really is and understands the situation and actually jumps on board with her at that point. The Emperor's upright here. It's important to be able to show your vulnerability while being strong at the same time. This is feeling defenseless to the energies or under attack and not caring, like knowing your truth. And if they want to attack you, that's fine. But that doesn't mean you need to attack back, doesn't mean you need to defend yourself, especially if you're in your truth and doing it in a loving way. This is energetic exchange, the arrows of love, going back and forth energetically with someone who might have messed up. These are both people, right? This one tripped up or is dropping the act, the facade, breaking patterns, and this one's breaking the pattern of no longer needing to defend themselves when they know they're taking the right action. And notice how their wand is connecting to this energetic exchange, right? This is in their hands. It's up to them how they use it. Do they want to use it for good or for bad, for positive or for negative? This is negative, but this over here is positive exchange. the arrows of love, feeding the arrows of love as opposed to defending yourself, which is then negative. And this is also breaking patterns over here. So okay, there's an energetic exchange between the Queen of Cups and the Emperor here regarding a secret passion of coming together to co-create. And then we have the World of Completion here. There may be a feminine energy who joins with this Emperor. She could actually be a divine feminine, and that could be political there, in order to help find peace in the situation, to balance the energies and make announcements here to help wake up the people. You know, wake up the dead, but this is also the Four of Swords is all about rest and taking a break, praying and meditating. The energy here of the mother and son, this is the energetic exchange in the 5D of the divine masculine and divine feminine. So again, there's this finding peace by announcing a wake-up call, piping in music for peace, which actually came up at the end of the show. All of a sudden they got to hear music again, and they were all so ecstatic to hear the peaceful music. You know, it opens their hearts, you know, and make them peaceful again. You see the peace and the peace here? By announcing, by wake-up call, by making a decision and not letting people have to wait to find out what's going to happen. Are they going to be able to come in or not to the country? You know, there's all that energy there here of around the world. And there was a father-daughter energy where the father knew he might not be able to get asylum right away, but his daughter would, and he'd fight to get his daughter in, even if it's without him for now, and then he would fight to get himself in after that. But yeah, then showing the best of the father. He's doing what's best for his daughter out of love, not out of fight or anger. So there's a lot of messages there of how to do the right thing, no matter what. And there was a thing of trusting friendship. Did you trust your friend not to say, to cover your back? And then getting mad when you think they did out you and they didn't, and then forgiving each other when it comes down to it, but allowing them to make their own decisions no matter what, even if it doesn't help you in your situation. You have to trust each other, but you have to follow your heart. When you know somebody wouldn't do that to you, you need to trust that, even when the powers that be are telling you that that person did do that to you, which is a lot of what they do in, you know, in arrests, playing both sides to get you to confess. Trust yourself. Know what the truth is, and that can be in a work situation as well. So what came up next here is the Page of Wands, which is inspired, right? This is like a young teenage boy inspired, whether it's to go on a date, to do something that they're passionate about. We have orange trees in Florida here, and also a chess game. We also have tiles, tile floors, and checkerboards. This is Italian tile, and then whatchamacallit? The red tile. All right, and that's coming up regarding the red herring as well, right? So the red tiles may be to distract you, to follow the wrong path, whereas the other tiles, which are the Italian tiles, may be where you know that you're on path. That's very interesting. So Italian versus the red herring over here, which Italy and France were coming up at the beginning of the read. And again, the partnership between bringing the statue over to the U.S. So something between Italy and France and the U.S. and the partnership there, right, between of the statues. But also remember that England and the U.S. are partners, because the U.S. is from the colonies, from England. But now France is connected to the U.S. through the Statue of Liberty, and then we have the Italy coming up here too. Very interesting. But there's a young inspired energy here. And oranges definitely make me think of Italy, because they have the best, like, clementine type oranges. They don't have to be clementines, but there's definitely an Italian energy coming up from that card. We have the Ace of Wands reversed, which is frustrations, not being aroused, not being friendly, not finding something funny, right? An inability to understand, right? Because we always fear the unknown. But here is an inspired child energy or inspired message that may be causing frustration because other people don't understand. That can happen too. Then we have the Death card, which is about transformation and change, endings, dark night of the soul. And Scorpio energy as well comes up here. So that's affecting change. And then we have the Hierophant reversed, which is all about not doing things the way everybody else does it. This is breaking out of the box, thinking outside the box, being more spiritually oriented, or divorce, break from contracts, and religions and establishments, breaking away from the Pope, which is just coming up because Italy just came up, all right? So breaking out of the box, like death of the old ways, death of the patriarchy. And it's not about the Pope necessarily, it's about the structure behind it. Because the Pope is going to have to follow the rules of the Vatican, right? So it's not about one person, it's about the structures that control the people behind the scenes who you never see, who are pulling the strings. Here we have the Nine of Cups reversed. This is frustration of unhappiness and not getting your wish, being dissatisfied with self, or not liking being alone in this, right? And here's the energy of the Pope, right? They'll get blamed on everything, right? Because they're the leader. They're the ones that lead the way. There can be some dissatisfaction. There could be a death there with the Death card right there. This could be a Taurus person as well that's reversed. The fall of a leader, the fall of a religious leader. Doesn't have to be the Pope. This can be a death or an ending to the control of the establishment as opposed to following your own guidance. But again, there could be some unhappiness of being alone or not getting their way. This could be a very abusive type of energy as well. Again, here's lying, cheating, and stealing, ghosting. This could be watching Westerns as well. It can be as simple as that. But this is, out the back, Jack. Making new plans, Stan. Someone stealing from you, lying to you, cheating, taking your information, or taking things at face value. I was just getting now. And then we have listen to your heart. This is someone who doesn't trust. Their hand's about to grab the sword just in case they need to protect themselves. Okay? Follow your heart, not your head. This is the 5D connection, which is sitting right next to the Cancer card of the moon at night, when you're more vulnerable at night. This is someone struggling to find a way out of their situation. Instead of just relaxing and just all you have to do is use your intention, allow yourself to see another perspective, and then the chains will loosen and you'll be able to find your way out. As soon as you struggle and get frustrated, that's a block. Allow the energy to flow. That's faith and trust. If you block yourself with frustration or saying, oh no, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to find a way out, you're blocking yourself because you're not trusting the universe. The universe and nature, they already know how to balance themselves. It has to be. It's scientific, it's universal, that nature must always be in balance. It will help you if you allow it, if you don't step in its way. All right, so we're going to clarify this stuff. We have the page, after we have the Queen of Cups and the Emperor in a really positive connection here. Also now aligning the King of Wands upright and the Hermit upright there for advice. And this could be two men who are now following advice of a hermit with the light, which is destined with Libra over here and Aries over here, which are on the same axis, and Virgo and Aries again. We have Pisces, and okay, so we have the Virgo Pisces axis and the Libra Aries axis. And what did I talk about at the beginning was how that's the middle point of the chart, where Virgo meets Libra is right in the middle. So there is an energy of those two axes meeting each other at 0 point. And sorry if it's more noise. Now my lawn guys are out front too. So there's a lot of masculine energy around. Okay, so then we have the Pisces and Virgo. We have the Aries and Libra. We have then the energy of the fire sign here, getting inspired and yet blocking themselves with frustration, going into dark night of the soul, or dealing with a death situation or an ending, and dealing with Taurus reversed in frustration, which there's the other axis, Scorpio upright, Taurus reversed, in another axis dual between Scorpio and Taurus. Scorpio is upright, Taurus is reversed. But the Virgo and Libra and Aries and Pisces energies are all up right here at the end. But Scorpio versus Taurus, Taurus is reversed. And then there's dissatisfaction and arrogance coming up here, and someone trying to get out of it by stealing, lying, cheating, running, ghosting, and needing to focus on their heart here in order to get out of the situation. So why do we have the Page of Wands? Why is the Page of Wands there leading the way? All right, the Page of Wands is feeling burdened. This is Atlas energy of the weight of the world upon your shoulders. And working out too hard, being the slave as opposed to the slave driver. But they're inspired to get this done. This is the Ten of Wands. It's the end of the hard physical work, the passions. Seeing synchronicities, having other options, seeing heaven in their eyes. It's like having a goal. Like this is their goal they have in their head at this point where it's so heavy, they're about to topple over. They're keeping their dreams in mind in order to finish the cycle. So the Page of Wands is being very inspired to finish this cycle. They don't want to let it go. They're almost there. I just want to get this finished. But then we have the Ace of Wands reversed. Why? Which is the death of them, really. The Knight of Swords comes rushing in with the truth. This also could be an arrest with police. Starting over in love, no longer bored, no longer feeling sorry for self, no longer grounding and integrating. Now it's time for action. And again, this is us telling ourselves, like, stop feeling sorry for myself. It's time to take action, because that's what we've been taught to do. When actually this is grounding and integrating the energy you've just been through. You're supposed to sit still and listen to your inner knowing, your inner guidance. But because of our training, our templating growing up, we're taught if we're this, we're lazy, and we have to act now. And then we have the Knight of Cups here. This is taking some kind of action to start over in love, whether it's going back to the past to rush and give the truth, or going forward in love to offer love and be love. And that then causes frustrations because you're confused, as you have really good intentions, but because you're scared that you're not taking action, because you're uncomfortable in your skin right now, being still, you're now going to block yourself and cause frustration. There's a lack of understanding about the Four of Cups and being still, that it's okay to be still and ground in the grass. You need to ground yourself, or you need to take a nap, you need to meditate. And here, trying to go two directions at once is only going to frustrate you and be the death of you with this Ten of Wands. If you're trying too hard, you're blocking yourself, and then it kills the situation. So why is the Death card coming up right there? Coming together to work. The end of it could be a Scorpio there too. So this is coming back together at work, and these are two people recovering. So it's either letting them back in, reopening the work business or whatever it is. This could be a church, a school, an art center, whatever it is for you, the gym, an architecture, or this could be a hospital, whatever it is for you. Something's reopening, letting them back in, letting people back into the fold of the situation. And again, literally these two can be these two here. And now they're coming back and being more patient. This person's being more patient with them this time. Like they didn't understand before, and now they do. Before, because they got frustrated, not allowing them to speak what they need to say, they got frustrated and sent them away. Now they're letting them back in, and they're being more patient and listening so that they can really understand each other without getting frustrated. And it's the Death card's coming up as a transformation, learning how to see things in another way instead of getting frustrated and then having a temper tantrum. And then we have the Hierophant reversed, which is, there's the Hierophant upright, now it's reversed. And this is the powers that be, and this is the frustrated warrior, right? Defending their wounds in the past and not trusting the powers that be because they haven't served them, right? This also can be the, the guards, the military, the police that have to protect this entity. And like, why am I doing this for you? And this is like the show I watched last night. Here's the powers that be, and here's the one who guards there but doesn't agree with the powers that be. And look what you're doing to me, right? Here's the 9 of Wands, here's the 10 of Wands over here. So again, here's the fall of the powers that be, where the little man comes into their power, not because they rebel in a physical way, but because they rebel by going back into their hearts and finding out what they really believe in, what's true to their heart and love. Loving themselves first and loving the others around them. And this is about the powers that be not getting their way, and what will happen to the little man if they don't get their way, right? That's the fear they cause to the little man, what they'll do to them if they don't get their way. So there is some deception here, a deception and a need to heal, a need to forgive each other between the people who you work for and then the people, those people who are the bosses. You need to change your perspective on the person who's working with you. So the 9 of Cups is a bold move forward. Even if you don't get your wish, but being in your truth, allowing the swords to fall out of your back, because you're now becoming in your truth. Now you can boldly move forward. There's no energy blocking you because you're in your truth with love. Then all the pain leaves you. You go into bliss. Even if you didn't get your way, it doesn't matter. This is you walking away from a job that doesn't serve you, walking away from a family, walking away from a church or a school that doesn't serve you, finding what does serve you, what's missing in your life. And then the 7 of Swords. This is where this is the turn for the worse, the downturn, the slowdown after the war, right? It's when we can't move forward yet, and then that's when the worst side of us comes out, and that's when the codependencies come in, right? You're tempted by the devil because things are really hard, right? Maybe you lost your job and you need to feed your family, and you're tempted by stealing a loaf of bread. All right, then we have the Tower reversed, which has to do with resisting temptation, resisting sudden changes, or in the aftermath of sudden events and a big mess now to clean up, and not wanting to do that, instead of just allowing yourself to trust yourself, right? So this is like after doing something wrong, it's then trying to clean up or hide the mess, so no one sees that you're imperfect, that you did something wrong. This also could be like leaving a job without notice, and screwing somebody else over. But really it's about self-advocating with the least amount of harm to others, right? So what is best for you, but doing it in a loving way. But ultimately it has to be for your highest good. So you don't want to sacrifice, maybe if you need to leave your job, and if you wait 2 weeks, it may end up screwing you in the end. And if you wait 2 weeks, is it going to screw you in the end because you're continuing to lie, because you're staying in a place which is forcing you to lie. So again, it's always doing what's best for you, and each situation is going to be different. It's always about following your own truth and being loving at the same time, but not allowing others to walk all over you. The 4 of Swords is focusing on your heart as the Queen of Cups, being your loving, kind, intuitive self, holding on, being moderate and practical, by freeing yourself from others that don't serve you, right? Because she may not be in her positive state. She may be ungrounded or all about the money, and she's not thinking about what's important to you, all right? So free yourself from those who don't resonate with you, and maybe they're good for themselves or others, but maybe not for you. They don't have to be a bad person. But this one who's struggling to see another perspective or get out is coming up as this Queen of Pentacles reversed. And there's Taurus up here reversed. So it could be a Taurus person. And this Capricorn, though, is upright. So it's more about this Taurus energy not following their own guidance. and maybe they need to free themselves as well. But in the meantime, the Queen of Cups is freeing herself from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, not because they're necessarily a bad person, but because they don't resonate. That's all you need to know. They don't have to be a bad person. But you need to follow your own guidance, not theirs. And that's over and over again is coming up as Cancer's read today. You need to find the balance, and they need to find the balance then too, right? Okay, so here's really positive energy around someone who's not in their positive energy, and they're doing their own thing. She will eventually get influenced by the positive energy, and hopefully then she will become upright again. Okay. The bottom of the deck then ends up with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, which is then the dysfunction of the family or family loss or misuse of money or appropriations of time, money, and effort, and the injustice here, right? So this is about loving each other, right? The innocence of love, of being good to each other, soulmates, having a fun memories of the past, treating the children well, the vulnerable, taking care of our children, and the injustice of the dysfunction of our world here, right? And saving the children first. By saving the children, we save ourselves, because they are our children ultimately, aren't they? And this is the negative powers that be here as well, the injustice, that don't want to do them justice. We need to reverse that energy. So that's where the underlying energies come up. Again, post-war, post-virus, whatever you're dealing with. And let's pull some oracle cards. I'm already over an hour. It's 1:01:19 and 20, which is the sun, the moon, the sun, and the judgment, which is the decision between the light and the dark, the moon and the light, and, you know, staying at 0 point by collapsing the polarities and coming into the middle. So let's give you first a Romance Angels card. I knew this would go long because it's Cancer and we're in Cancer season, and it would have to do with the US as well. So if you have any comments to add to that as far as collective information for the country, you know, please add that below. And here is Romance Angels for you Cancers out there. What is your guidance? Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Like, don't stay in a negative situation, because you're only perpetuating that. Very soon, you'll be given a chance to decide what you do want so that it comes to you now. And the law of attraction. And attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, by being in your truth and authentic. And by doing that, you free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okay, and there are romantic feelings coming here. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And the bottom of the deck is true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Okay, so very nice. It's really beautiful for you there. I want to pull from the Animal Spirit deck too for you guys. Again, this is for the sign of Cancer. So again, the major arcana that came up were Leo upright, Libra upright, Cancer upright, Aries upright, Pisces upright, Scorpio upright, Taurus reversed, and then Capricorn upright. So Capricorn's upright but still struggling as well. But Taurus seems to be the energy to stay away from this week, or this next couple weeks. This is the energy going into July for Cancer. All right, let's see what the Animal Spirit deck has to say for you guys. All right, the Otter, and he's so friendly. This is like this Page of Cups energy. And we have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, so that could be a mother and child. This is the most friendly energy, and the energy's coming up around the gold and blue rays. Right, we have the gold, the blue, and the green. Green is the heart chakra, blue is the throat, and yellow is the solar plexus. So really centered and just happy-go-lucky little otter, so cute. You know, like a little baby with their belly sticking out of their diaper, so cute. And then here we have the horse, and I saw that baby praying mantis this morning. And then there's the horse, and I always call God Mr. Ed. So here's that energy of God, and this is the energy of the Emperor and the Page of Cups. And the symbiosis here of the matured one using their third eye, and there again is the moon energy of the crescent moon, And in June, we spoon at the crescent moon. And the golden blue rays over here with the otter being just loving and cheerful no matter what. There's really positive energy here for you. And then you need to be in that high vibration to help out the raccoon who's in the rain. That was coming up from the twin flame read, where they're all in the rain. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plains. So Spain's coming into this too, not just Italy and France and UK and the US, but this is Spain as well. So all the cards with rain were coming in, like they're all in the rain. So, normally the raccoon would be into the trash and be very happy with that, but they're not. All of a sudden they're awakening and they are going through dark night of the soul. And here are the energies, the controls as the emperor in a positive energy, and then the young, both in their power energies to help them find their way, right? And here was coming up in the twin flame read as well. This is no longer the fight where everyone's attracted to it because, the car accident that was a mess. This is now the high vibe dolphin that was coming in that read. Now is the otter. Everyone's coming in to see the beauty, not the mess. This is helping people in dark night of the soul find the beauty. And there's the fox as well. And in this deck, the fox is all about, they're very loyal in relationships. It's a one-to-one relationship. So here's like the otter coming together with the fox and the beauty of them helping along with the God energy of Mr. Ed and the powers that be in a positive sense, helping others who are in dark night of the soul get through. You see how they're cradling them with all this energy, with all this love? Everyone's being drawn to the light as opposed to the fight. There's the switch there. Wow. There's the switch. Look, the light switch. And I just showed the picture of an orb, which actually was a drop of water on the leaf this morning with a praying mantis. And here's a little lightning bug or a little fairy. Really beautiful energy. And then we have the scorpion at the bottom, right? Watch out for the scorpion sting. Who's the Scorpio? Cancer energies, all right? So this is what's coming up. Watch out for the Scorpio sting. Oh, that's so weird because it's coming up looking like the baby praying mantis. Only this is the dark side of that. The praying mantis was coming up the positive, except the praying mantis can also bite off the masculine's head, right? But here's the scorpion sting where the tail is where the stinger is, as opposed to the mouth. Very interesting how that's coming out. This is, oh look, because right behind the scorpion is the black egg, and that's about the throat chakra and speaking your truth no matter what. This one stings from the tail. And the praying mantis stings from the mouth because they bite the head off. So words, even if they're truthful, they can still be biting. So there is the truth. And Scorpio is very known for that because Scorpio is very comfortable with speaking their truth. But as a scorpion, it can really sting. So it's about speaking your truth with love. Really beautiful, Cancer. I have to let you go because it's already 1:07. I have to roll the die for you though. Let me roll the dice. This one's going to be longer than the others because you guys, it's the US and it's also your birthday month. So let's see here. All right, so we have Venus, love, and Venus and Libra. It's also Taurus energies, but Libra's coming up more positive in your read. We have 8 of the inner and outer strength, the manifestation of your dreams and doing the dance between your masculine and feminine and in a balanced way. And then we have Libra. So it's really about that middle energy there of the Libra and balance. Look at that. Between the 8 and the dance, which is the balance, and Venus, which is Libra. Okay? There you go, Cancer. There's a lot of love energy here for you and balance. Wow. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, and get your nature. And yay, Cancer. Rise and be love. Happy birthday, you guys and the US. Rise and be love. See you soon.